Out of nowhere, my vagina farted.
What are we talking about right now, bro? Who asked this question? Who asked about this, bro?
Stepped out and giving so much love and support. Hit my DMs up like, you inspired me.
Who told them you inspired them, bro? Inspired them to touch kids? Like what?
Yeah, I'm in the big boy talking. Yeah, got big boy racks. Yeah, got big boy diamonds.
Alright, y'all. I had to take an hour. I'm sorry. I needed time to myself. You see what I'm saying? I needed time to think. Now we back. Now we back on this Q&A. They better answer our questions, bro. I really wish I was here at the time that they made this, so they could actually see my present questions. These questions that they're gonna be answering happened like 3 years ago, right? Don't worry, season 2, I'm gonna have some questions. Y'all better do a Q&A. You know, let's put our questions out there first. I got way more questions than that, but let's just watch. Come on.
Summer of 2022, something happened. A show graced your television screens around not just the country but around the world, telling a story that needed to be told.
No,
as a
it
director, writer, I always try to tell stories that people are afraid to tell, but also tell stories that have a bit of medicine in them. Throughout my tenure of creating content for the LGBT community,
10 years.
I started to
So this the dude who made this. You made this. We need you behind bars.
What? Oh no, see that's what we not better do. Police, lock his ass up. Yes, you need to be under the jail. Like what? What you say? Yeah, arrest him immediately.
Gather and learn certain things and really
get to the questions, bro.
How's Jordan Stafford? How you doing today, Jordan?
I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm pretty good. Next to him, we have his lovely sister, Tayana Williams. And we have, that played the character Stacy, we have Miss Denasia Harrison.
Hello.
Bro, she was in the show for 5 seconds. We don't care about Janasia. Get Janasia on. Where Frank at?
We got the great actor, Mr. Josiah Mosley. What's up, Josiah? Good.
Mike the only cool
And
person
then
there,
also,
bro.
we have the phenomenal beast of an actor, came to us toward the end of the season, Mr. Roderick Jordan.
So they just not gonna bring Kevin. They gonna put this random girl that was in the show for 2 episodes. But what about Frank? Where's Frank at? Where that other grown man at with the full goatee at? Where Jason at? Where that little boy at that was 10 years old?
Who played the character Josiah, which is kind of weird because we were on set. This man's name is Josiah and he was playing Josiah, so I would be like Josiah and they would both look. And I would be getting confused myself. But where you from, Jordan?
I'm from Kansas City.
Okay. One of our questions answered. Why did Josiah have an accent randomly? Maybe that was that Kansas City coming out of him. I don't know how they talk in Kansas. They probably, I'm guessing that's how they talk in Kansas City. Okay, one question answered. Let's see if he can scratch all the other questions off our list.
What would you say is your most memorable moment when portraying the character of Josiah?
The frying pan scene.
Oh my God.
The
Moment
viral
for me.
moment. Well, since you said it, you might as well cut to it. And if you have not seen it, which you probably have seen it by now, let's cut to the scene and then we'll be right back to break it down.
You get the fuck out my goddamn face.
Yeah, we seen this.
You take your ass down there and get that damn job?
No,
Yep.
I didn't.
Fuck you raising your voice at?
Hey, that's gonna give me every time.
About this frying pan scene.
Yeah.
And what's some of the comments that you got?
I really didn't look at the comments because I don't know, people can say some like rude stuff, and so I really didn't pay attention to the comments. But my coworkers happened to see it, and then my boss at my main job happened to see it, and they're like, "Did you have to fall like that?"
And my thing about it is, and I keep saying like, cause for you guys out there, we actually had a stunt coordinator on set
Yeah,
that day.
we did.
And my thing was like, well, how did they want him to fall? Like, if somebody gets knocked out, like, if you're getting knocked out unconscious, to me,
No,
you're not
bro.
stumbling. It's timber, like I don't know. So that's what it kind of, I could see how it could be kind of comical. And the funniest thing that I think I saw on TikTok was they said the sound of the frying pan hitting your head was the Taco Bell.
Taco Bell.
Oh my God.
I didn't even notice that. Where the editor at, bro? Get him here right now, bro.
To a lot of things. I wanted it to be a straight canvas because being in the LGBT community, I think one of the things that when you're on that journey, a lot of times you feel like you're alone. Be able to show people that you're not alone. To be able to guide people through their emotions, through their feelings.
I knew they were gonna say
As
some
we
crap
know, there
like
were 10
this, bro.
stages of coming out. What stage do you think was the most difficult to portray?
Probably the acceptance stage. There were times where we had to film some things that I wasn't, like me as Jordan was like, whoa, this is a little much
Yeah.
for me. And so I would say the acceptance stage was probably the most difficult one to portray because I just wasn't used to doing anything like that once he finally accepted himself and started opening himself up to like, or really experiencing his sex life and stuff. And so that was probably the most difficult part for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, those
And
scenes.
then for people know, we do not do real sex on camera because we get that question a lot. We do try to make it look real and authentic, but there is not any real sex happening. It's probably, filming a sex scene is probably awkward because
So y'all go sit up here and lie on camera. But yet y'all let y'all editors, what? Whole dick tip was out. What was that? Henderson Maddox?
What the freak you mean, buddy?
Answer my questions, bro. Y'all saying all this bull crap. We don't care about all that.
it's like, it's just awkward because you're doing something over and over again. It almost, it's
Like, no, don't nobody really be having sex in these movies. Obviously. That's why they be having the covers over them. We know this. We don't care. Where the real questions at?
Squeeze that shit.
Yep. Hey, explain this scene. Please explain this scene. Please explain this. Bro, get it off the screen and explain it, bro.
Wet. Have you ever felt inside before?
Bro, what is he talking about? I don't remember him saying all this.
Go ahead and put your hand in it.
What the freak? Bro, when did he stick his hand in his booty hole?
like when we had to prepare this for Tubi, we had to cut a lot of stuff out. So there was a lot of things that happened that Tubi didn't get to see, that they can only see on Signal 23 TV. One of the secrets, what we did to make Jordan comfortable, Jordan actually had a stand-in for some of his sex scenes.
I did not know that.
So
We had to cut a lot out. I had to cut a lot out. What you mean y'all had to cut a lot out? Y'all showed a whole dick. Talking about we can only see on Signal 23. What? Nah, bro. And we only 9 minutes in this trash, bro. We only 9 minutes in this garbage. And they already flaunting lies. Y'all didn't cut nothing out. I cut it out. And I got clipped because of y'all want to put random dick pics on the screen and ruin my whole thing. Like, so what did y'all cut out? What editor did y'all use? Where's the editor? Put him on the couch right now and crucify him right now, bro. We need Tim to answer all these questions, bro. Why was the audio garbage? Why did y'all keep using copyright songs? Why? How high was you when you was editing this film, bro? How high was you, bro? We need those questions answered now.
It was not me all
he
the
had
time.
he had one of
Oh my God.
one of the camera guys.
I did not know that.
I didn't either.
One of the camera guys was actually
You didn't give me that option.
you didn't need a stand-in. Yeah, one of the camera guys was actually his definitely his stand-in. What was the most awkward sex scene out of all of them? I guess because we had the first one where you're in the car. It wasn't really a sex scene, but it was more like a physical touch.
Yeah.
And then you had the scene after you left Pop's house, which is kind of like, well, you guys didn't actually have sex. And even in the story, it was just like dry humping. Like for the storyline, it was dry humping. It wasn't.
That
sex.
was not
And the
dry
hotel was
humping, bro.
actually-
That was not dry humping. Now they sitting up here lying saying they was dry humping, bro. Now I gotta go back and I gotta pull up my receipts, bro. Where's Jason at? Where he at, bro? Why he not in his trash? Y'all was straight cracking in the back seat. Like, dog, this is not dry humping. His cheeks is out. His cheeks out and His gluteus maximus is out, and the other man's legs is spread like a dang, spread out like a V. That's what's happening. So what about this is dry humping?
It's the most
awkward experience in my life because I don't know if I can say this.
No, you can say it.
When the actor playing Josiah's love interest started humping Josiah, his genitals accidentally slipped from the thing that was holding them in, and it actually touched me.
Ooh.
And I guess he was just into the scene so much where it started like rubbing on my leg. And I just got so lost in words, and I was like, can I say cut?
That's not funny. He felt uncomfortable filming that. What's funny? I bet you if it was a girl saying this, everybody would be like, oh yeah, stop the movie, yeah. In the whole show, let's cancel it.
That was the most awkward part for me. I don't think I told anybody this till now.
No, because I didn't even know. Sometimes we shoot sex scenes as Signal, and it's just like, it's easy because they're just used to it. But I always try. My biggest thing, like I always say, is I want to make the person comfortable. So I'm always like, are you okay? Are you comfortable? You know, whatever. And so I knew that it was Jordan's first situation, so we tried to make it as comfortable as possible. Even with the actor's choice, because I wanted it to be somebody who was similar in size and, you know, all that stuff. So we actually flew Amari in from Chicago to play that role because he was just the perfect fit, you know, we felt like for your first boyfriend.
Perfect fit.
Alonzo Frazon, who played Mr. Jordan. How you doing, Alonzo?
I'm good. How you doing?
Oh, they got King.
23.
Professor King.
Doing pretty good here. We're jumping into this thing. So,
he was gonna be gay.
Tayana. Interesting. Phenomenal actress. I remember when I first wrote the pilot to this show, and I think you and Alonzo are probably the only people that originally were supposed to be a part of it when I wrote the pilot before COVID. So the character, it's always a beauty in knowing who's gonna play a role as a writer, because then you can write to their strengths. And I think that's one of the things that I got to do with both of you guys' characters.
We don't care about
especially
all
your
this
character.
bull crap, bro. Where the questions at, bro?
No. Why don't you forgot what happened?
Well, you tell them what happened.
Nah, I ain't gonna do that.
Your scene partner.
That was embarrassing. Like.
Your scene partner is not. You don't put it out there now, so you might as well say it.
I would like to hear it.
I say the words. Oh. Do you love me?
Talk. Why you whispering so loud?
Do you love me?
Okay, 3, 2, 1, and action.
Do you love me?
Hold on, wait on that track.
Like, bro, what is this, bro?
So, yeah, I think he was hitting it from the back, right? And out of nowhere, my vagina farted.
What are we talking about right now, bro? Who asked this question? Who asked about this, bro? Who asked? Y'all asking every other question but what we want to hear.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
I was so uncomfortable.
Wait a minute.
It did. I was like, what the my vagina.
Oh, I thought that's what she said.
No. I
It did. That shit was embarrassing. I was like,
I don't know if we have audio.
We
don't
need
go
audio
through. Let's just go look at a little glimpse of that section.
Bro, no, don't show us. Okay, so they showing a bunch of scenes that's probably on Signal 21 or whatever, Forever 21. We ain't watching that. Okay, so a lot of the stuff they claim that they couldn't show on Tubi. Yet what I seen is something completely different. But all right.
Sexuality is on the spectrum. Tell us about, your character and, some of your experiences on set.
I think Stacey is like what you said. She's really open-minded. From what I got from her portraying her.
Yep, very open-minded. Is that why when we first seen her, she was trying to give him some open-minded brain? Some open-minded head? Your character suck!
My favorite moment is when Josiah tells her that he thinks he's gay, and her line was, what was your line? It was like,
I was gay last week.
And it was a beautiful moment, and I feel like it just showed, again, it was this accepting. Sometimes accepting can be something simple, and I think a lot of times when somebody's coming out, and you guys can, those of you who can relate, it's the less that, we need the less. We don't need you to hug us and you know, make it seem like we're some kind of special project or whatever, but how she played it off, like, okay, what are you trying to tell me? You know what I'm saying? Like, I care, and I love that, and I think that
4 years this nigga did all type of shit to me. My mom was fucking dying from cancer and he was touching me.
Yeah, explain this.
How,
Explain this.
How the fuck is it not the fucking same? This nigga is a virgin. He ain't even done shit yet. I hate you.
Explain Frank, bro.
I wish you would burn in hell, you ass motherfucker. Watch what you say, boy. Man, get the
F
fuck
bomb.
off me. Fuck you. And fuck you too, fat.
Mr. Jordan here, the fantasy, Josiah's character, I think everybody, no matter if you're gay, straight, or whatever, everybody has that first crush that you shouldn't be crushing on. And for Josiah, it was Mr. Jordan. Tell me
Mr.
about
King.
your experience and your character. Your character went through a lot. I just realized your character went through a lot, so I guess we got to kind of dissect it. But tell me about, how did you feel about the character in that role of playing that, I guess, the fantasy of this lead character?
I think that a lot of elements that Mr. Jordan brought were elements that reside in Alonzo already. The similarities, you know, I spent 7 years in public education. You know, I actually was in the classroom as well, so I had those relationships with students where, you know, I really, really, really wanted the best for them, so I knew what that felt like.
Mr. King, a real teacher. All right, bro. Why they gotta show a scene that we don't? Like, they gotta show the worst scenes, bro.
Show you guys some TikToks or whatever. Some of the TikToks you guys
Yeah, we need to see them TikToks. We need y'all to explain what the freak
made and produced that have gone viral. But the viral moment for this man was in the scene where he was arrested for supposedly raping Joanna.
Where her stupid ass friend at? Where's her stupid ass friend that lied to the cops? Like, they got everybody that we don't want to see on here. Where's she at?
But there was a scene where the cop was beating him.
Yeah.
And we shot it in slow motion because it was meant to be dramatic. But
yeah, what was that?
Taking out of context, it looks a certain kind of way. So we're gonna go to this scene. We're gonna let you guys see this scene a little bit.
We saw it already. We don't want to watch it again. Look at this trash, bro. Oh my gosh, we don't want to watch this no more.
I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. Get the fuck off me.
I can't breathe. Like, what you mean you can't breathe? Bro, you breathing right now. He acting like he got a knee on his neck. Rest in peace, George Floyd. He can clearly breathe. He barely hitting you, bro.
You did an amazing job in that scene. Both of you guys, you and the actor Matthew, did a great job in that scene.
Thank
you. Where did you go mentally with the climate that we're in and what Black Lives Matter?
Man, don't pull all that bull crap, bro. Don't come out of nowhere with all that Black Lives Matter bull crap. Nah. What was that? Where's the editor at? We don't care about all that, bro. We know Black Lives Matter. We know cops is racist. We know all this bull crap. What we don't know is why in the world that man was slightly tapping him. Why in the world y'all had candy, fake paint, red apple, gusher blood. That's what we don't know, right? So how can we figure that out? See, bro, another question unanswered, bro. It's like they beating all around the bush. They asking all of these, oh yeah, what did you think about the climate of your character in this scene with the
Black Lives protest, with the racist and the lovely-dovey and the professionality of the nurturing body that...
We didn't ask for that bullshit. We simply asked, what the actual am I watching?
So for me, it was a very emotional moment because even though I was portraying that, people actually went through that for real. Mm-hmm. People went through it. So, you know, I love being able to be challenged in roles where it's taking me outside of who I really am.
So, without further ado, we have to talk about TikTok. You guys have...
Get to the real tea, bro. We don't care about all that bull crap, bro.
You know, these beautiful people here. They played the roles, and you know they played the part or whatever. If it wasn't for your support and you know the effort that you guys made into making these TikToks, some of them are hilarious. So we just gonna take a minute and we are going to spotlight some of the hilarious TikToks.
Oh. Y'all, I am so over this ghetto ass Tubi TV show. Look what this motherfucker said.
Dads, the second you see your son dropping the limp wrist, you walk over there and crack that wrist.
I didn't say all that now. Damn. Y'all, he real life riding dick. Like, oh my god.
You're an evil ass bitch. All I'm trying to do is take care of my child.
That's what we do, Phoenix. Do you understand what I'm saying?
No, Mama D ain't
Understand.
him.
Now, bitch, I need you to get down there and do what the fuck I tell you.
Ooh,
What's up, y'all? This is coming out and it's pretty darn good. So in the beginning, you got the mama right here, y'all.
Where the mom at? Man, I ain't even gonna lie, bro. I'm getting mad. I wish I would have made this 2 years ago so they would have seen all my reaction to this. Don't worry, we finna be on that part 2. We finna be on that season 2. Don't even worry about it.
Subscribe to Signal23TV.com. Early spring, you guys will fall in love with season 2 of coming out and some of these characters. We got to talk about, I think the most viral moment, or one of the most viral situations, is Josiah and his cry.
Watch this. Watch this.
Ah! Oh my god. He cried like a 4-year-old, bro. Explain, bro.
I want you to tell the story of what do you go to and what do you channel to be able to cry?
Yeah, so this is gonna be really interesting. So what I do to get into like my real tear crying is, so I used to own a bird. And one day I let my bird out of my cage to, you know, fly around my house, and the ceiling fan was on.
Oh my gosh.
The bird flew into the ceiling fan, and
I just
so much feathers being everywhere. And I just started breaking down crying because this had been my there's so many other bird stories that I haven't even told anybody. It was so many feathers everywhere. It flew into the ceiling fan. That's where I go to get my tears.
Nah, I ain't even gonna lie. You need to go deeper. Cause that cry ain't it, buddy. You need to go deeper. Find some more trauma.
You know, these poor birds, you know. But nevertheless, no matter what anybody says, I think you did a phenomenal job.
And here you go, glazing everybody, bro. Just dick sucking the whole cast.
It's not like crying on cue or like crying on camera. It's very different than crying on stage. You know, when you're on camera and you're trying to cry and make it believable, yes, it has to come from somewhere. So I feel like it's technical too. Like there are a lot of technical aspects and a lot of things you do as an actor to make sure that it's at the right point of the emotion that I want the camera to catch the cry or whatever. So kudos to you because it's not easy.
Well, thank you.
It's not easy. I ain't even gonna lie. Crying on command ain't easy. I can't even cry no more. I try to, I can't even cry. Like, I gotta really think about my horrible life just to cry. Not only that, I have to listen to sad music just to cry. So, you know, kudos to him for crying on command, but dog.
Yeah. And this man cry every time. I'm gonna say this. There's a lot of times where I'm on set where I have to use tear sticks or certain things to try to help actors cry, and this man cried every time. For you guys, who would you say is your favorite character in the season?
The mama.
Not your character, but another character
the mama.
in coming out season 1. Who is your favorite character and why?
The mama. The mama.
Yep.
Yeah,
my
favorite.
That's what I was gonna say.
Sure.
Mama.
Yeah, she just did her thing.
I was gonna say Mike. Well, Josiah.
Okay.
His acting range is very
right, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Mike might be the best character. Mike might actually be the best character in this show. I can actually see Mike as a real friend.
He pulls you in, whether he's being funny or serious. He really he pulls you in. He's really a great actor. So
I'm just gonna say Joanna. because I mean, it's a story within a story, right?
Yeah,
You know,
skip her, bro.
Her brother now, he's telling her that he's gay. Her reaction is so normal, you know, and especially in the, you know, Black community, you know, it's seldom that we receive acceptance when the revelation comes forth, right?
For you, Roger?
One of my favorite characters was probably Joanne as well. I really liked her portrayal of like a fully fleshed out human. And I think I liked the relationship that you showed, how she kind of became this surrogate mother. And how often in the Black community that happens, like these older sisters.
My name is Mr. Cali.
Yeah.
On coming out.
Mr. Cali.
I would love to thank all of you, the fans, who has stepped out and given so much love and support.
Support?
My DMs up like you inspired me.
Who told them you inspired them, bro? Inspired them? What pedophiles told you to inspire? Inspired them to touch kids? Like what? What are you talking about right now, bro? I'm sorry, bro. I'm looking at your character. I'm looking at who you are as a character, bro. I'm not looking at all that other crap, bro. I'm looking at what acts you committed in the show, bro. And all I saw of you was being freaky, touching on a 17-year-old, and acting like nothing happened.
Bruh.
And then you died. That's all I saw of you, bro.
Process in this path that you have a good one. Keep supporting.
What's up, everybody? My name is Cheryl Frazier, and I just want to give a huge shout out to the cast and crew of Coming Out, now streaming on Tubi.
See, the mama, I ain't gonna lie, the mama actually pretty. She look like, what's her name? Gina from Martin, tell me she don't look like Gina from what's her name?
I want to thank Henderson Maddox for allowing me to be a part of the process. Thank you so very much. When I got the script, I was like, oh yeah, this is different. This is different. And I mean, by different, I mean it's so different from my personality. So it was a challenge to me to be that type of mother. Fuck you waiting on?
Oh no! The switch up, bro.
Okay, and again, thank y'all for tuning in.
Hey y'all, it's Jasmine Sargent, and thank you so much for showing us so much love with season 1 and Coming Out. We can't wait to give you season 2. Catch us in summer.
Why was you giving Joanna all them drugs, ho? Don't come on with all them smiles. Why was you giving her all them drugs, ho? Why did you show up in the last scene and drive bathroom? What was that? Why were you the driver?
Thank you for all of those great cast members, all those great messages. And speaking of messages, I don't know about y'all, but my DMs have been crazy. What's the craziest message that you guys have gotten in your DMs from these fans?
Who said we was fans?
Particularly older men want to fly me to their state and want to have intercourse.
That's weird.
Right. Sounds like a
Come
bad
on, city boys. Getting flown out.
I think we had the same dude here. So
Yeah, we did.
You don't have to show us love by showing your DMs. I mean, in your generals, you know, keep those to yourself. We appreciate the love. We do need you to click play. We need you to click share, and we need you to tell your friends. That's what we need you to do over here. What about you, ladies? What's the weirdest thing that have happened to you guys after this?
Why do she look like she don't even want to be there? Like she look nervous, like she don't want to be there or something. Like
I would say the most interesting or the funniest that I've gotten was just a cake emoji, because
yeah, we seen them
Sigma
cheeks.
23 knows that I'm not really comfortable with the nudity. So this was, I think, I've been working with Sigma 23 for about 5-6 years now, and I think this is the first time that I gave you permission to do a full out back shot.
These guys will be back. Those are the ones who make it off the operating table. Keep messing with y'all because y'all not gonna know. But we will be back, and we will create a dynamic storyline. I will, work hard to figure out where these characters go to keep expanding this story. So,
Everybody clap it up. Henderson Maddox, everybody. I'd rather him write and create movies than Quan Mills. Imagine if Quan Mills was making movies, bro. We will all be cooked, bro. Imagine this hoe got roaches in her crib as a real movie. I don't think I could live with myself if that movie got created, bro. Imagine if we got Vernita in real life. Oh, y'all, there y'all have it. We done with coming out for now. It's been a long journey, but we came out victorious. We did not let this show beat us. Even though that Q&A didn't answer half of our questions, I can't even be mad, bro. Cause why would they answer our questions, right? Nah, they just didn't want to answer the real question. That's why. Don't worry. Come season 2, I'm gonna be right up in them DMs and everything. They go see this video. They go feel my pain. Everybody go feel it on BD.